Podcast starts now. What is up, everyone around the globe? We are, if you can believe it, doing that time thing.
Oh my God. Our favorite thing to do.
It's my favorite thing to do is do that time thing.
I love doing that time thing, but this is an even more rigorous version of that time thing because we're doing it quite literally right after we finish this recording you're about to hear. So much so that one of our guests is quite literally still outside this room and can potentially even hear me as I'm speaking.
I mean, talk about nonlinear storytelling.
Nonlinear storytelling is having a moment, and that's on Merrily We Roll Along.
Is that nonlinear? Haven't seen it.
It's actually they do it famously. Each scene is in reverse order. So you start out at the end of their story, and then do you know what I mean? And then at the end, you're
I get it.
Story. I can explain it further if you would like.
I'm just sort of like, enough with the gimmicks.
No,
just give me a good story.
Yeah. No, I actually completely agree.
I mean, that's basically being like Broadway in 4D. Like, I'm like, grow up.
Yeah.
Like, does this seat shake too? Unbelievable.
I know. Gimmicks. We need to come up with a good metric for how often people can use gimmicks. Like, what is it for a gimmick to be earned? Because this is sort of similar to our deeply held belief that you can only ironically like something bad maybe once a financial quarter. And I would say even that's pushing it.
Yeah, I agree. I think, it's really tough because sometimes a gimmick is a sleigh. Like,
no, it's true.
Like when Avatar 1 came out and was 3D, I said, yes.
Right.
I said, I celebrate this. This is a gimmick, but this is working for me. But then, like, every other movie that came out in 3D was like, well, this sucks. I don't want to see this.
No, it's true. I'm trying to think of a gimmick that worked for me.
Okay, I know another gimmick.
Okay,
you know, at Disney, when they're like, I've only been to Disney World once in my entire life, and I was in high school, and there's this attraction where you like watch a thing about bugs, and then you're sitting in the chair, and like, oh, like the chair like has like little almost like massage balls, as if like a bug is going under you, and I'm like, oh my God, that really worked. Movies should do that.
Okay, here's a gimmick that I think that I have mixed feelings about. Remember when big sneakers happened, like Balenciaga big sneakers? Did that work?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Do you think so?
No, I don't actually. I'm sort of like, maybe I think size is not enough. Making something really big or really small in this day and age is not enough. You have to give something more. I don't think small purses were. I think the gimmick can't just be that it's too big or too small.
Okay, but what if you have a really small purse and really big shoes?
I think that's even worse. Oh, you're a trend chaser. You're TikTok. You're gonna look stupid starting tomorrow.
Oh my God. Well, this is cruel. I think where I'm getting defensive is I like small purses. I think they're fun.
You like small purses. Okay. I think I like the 90s small backpack I was on board with.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, small purses is less, I mean, it's like, it's not additive.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that purses are already meant to be a little silly. So it's like, why not make it sillier?
Yeah.
But maybe that's just me.
So we are coming at you live from Times Square, and I think before we get into the episode, we maybe should promote a few things, not to be completely Sheryl Sandberg business brained. What do you think?
No, I think pop off.
So we are launching merch.
That's true.
And we have t-shirts. We have new Glamour Girl hats, which people have been begging for quite literally 16 years.
3 years.
3 years. Talk about something we could have ordered by ourselves anytime. At this point, we would be billionaires. They would be like on every model in Paris Fashion Week. But we said, no, we refuse to give the people what they want because anticipation is the most important thing when it comes to big pop culture moments.
Yeah, we edged and we edged and we edged.
We're
and
sort of like
eventually
Luca Guadagnino promoting challengers for 3 full calendar years before releasing it. And guess what? It worked for him and it's going to work for us.
Yeah. We have incredible hats that say Glamour Girl. We have t-shirts that say I listen to StraightioLab and I vote.
And by the way, vote in that context can mean whatever you want it to mean, like aloha. We're not necessarily talking about electoral politics. We're not necessarily talking about America. We're not necessarily even endorsing or not endorsing voting. It is a matter of, it is just a way to feel empowered to say, I vote.
Yeah, I vote. Empowerment.
You can vote on American Idol.
And then you know what else we have is bumper stickers that say LGBTQ plus creator on board.
I mean, I'm sorry, but that is genius.
I mean, that is funny.
There is, of course, there's a part of me that misses one of our original ideas, which was a bumper sticker that says honk if you're telling yourself stories in order to live.
Yeah,
but,
I did like that.
That is unfortunately a trademark by the Joan Didion estate. And so we had to settle on LGBTQ plus creator on board. I would say buy this, even if you have a baby on board, if you want them to grow up and be an LGBTQ plus creator, start small. Like start them young.
Yeah, aspirational bumper sticker.
Aspirational, but you can even write with Sharpie aspirational LGBTQ plus creator on board.
So merch is out now.
Merch is out, and the link will be, obviously in our bio. Where else would it be?
Where else would it be, Mama? And George, you're going on tour.
And I am going on a little 8-city tour. I'm actually trying to add one more city. You heard it here first, but
which one?
It might start with a T and be located in Canada. Let's just say that.
Ooh, that would be amazing.
But I am going on tour to 8 cities. They are Chicago, Pittsburgh, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Boston, Seattle, Portland, and San Francisco. It starts in July, and it's sort of on and off for July and August. It is, I'll say it, a difficult time to be touring because people have plans in the summer. So I really need people to act as though I am Charlie XCX releasing a new album and do some grassroots promo. Because we need butts in seats, and I am hitting the red alert button that we need to sell tickets.
Have you thought about dropping into hot clubs and parties to, do a couple jokes and get the groundswell of hype?
I'm doing Hot Ones. I'm doing Seth Meyers. I am doing The View, I think, but they double booked me with Timothy Chalamet, who's actually promoting his own stand-up tour. Weirdly in the same exact cities that I'm doing, but in bigger venues. And so you will definitely be, and of course, a lot of local media, because you have to support local journalism.
You have to support local media.
So the Philadelphia Inquirer, the Seattle Times, the Pittsburgh Gazette.
Well, I'll
be everywhere.
Well, this is going to be groundbreaking.
It's going to be groundbreaking. It's my first time going on tour solo, doing my stand-up hour. And I'm going to have some local openers at every spot, even.
Ooh, fun.
So, yeah. And, watch After Midnight on CBS.
I want to say that while we're doing that time thing about this episode, I think I was really self-conscious. All three of you were in New York City in the same room, and I was alone here in Los Angeles, and it is so tough. And everyone was being so supportive, but I was like, damn, it is hard to hop in.
And I'm sorry. And by the way, you were doing such an amazing job, but I know in my heart that it's one of the most difficult things to have 3 guests in one city and you are on Zoom. We're literally God. We're here, we're doing hand gestures, we're making eye contact with one another, we're bouncing ideas off one another. And because it was a hot one, I would say we had incredible chemistry, the 4 of us.
Of course, it was fast talking. And I was like, every time I spoke, I was like, okay, now everyone be quiet.
Yeah.
Like in a way that was like, fuck. I also was doing this thing. I don't know if you noticed, like if I sort of started giving up a little bit and being like, just wait until there's like a pause where you can really talk. Yeah. But there was a second where I had to be like I would be like, and like try to get in, and it was like, no, it's better to just not. And it was so, I also have to say, to pull back the curtain even further, there's like, our producers here, there's people here like setting things up, and they had to watch me solo with a light on, sort of quiveringly make a noise to get in, and I was like, damn. Were
they giving you a little thumbs up, like, oh, good job, you're getting in there, little buddy?
It was it's really humbling, which, you know, I do think is important. Of course.
Yes, of course. Well, you know what? You are a real sport about it, and next time we'll have two guests on your end, and I will be humbled in my solo studio. Maybe, I don't know, who could it be?
You know, maybe it could be
Kelly Rowland and Michelle Williams.
That's a great idea. Two LA comedy scene staples.
LA-based writers and comedians.
I want to say, George, also, you did such an incredible job of essentially hosting the show today. It was sort of, it was George's world, and I was just living in it.
Oh my God.
And in a way that I really celebrated.
Well, I will say, because I'm in these sort of Instagram chairs that we're sitting on, there is something very like talk show about, like I did feel like I was hosting a talk show because I had my two guests here. I was on my chair. I'm kind of accidentally dressed like a TikTok teen without meaning to. And so I did feel like I was potentially hosting a talk show on TikTok sponsored by a big brand that's going to go bankrupt in 3 months.
Yeah.
Maybe a cereal
there was
brand.
an element of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know I read someone eats cereal with water? I read that recently in an article.
Yeah, it was it was
a CEO.
Fuck, who was that? CEO of, I just read this too.
Yeah.
Not Netflix. Oh, Love is Blind. Love is Blind.
Oh, it was the guy that was in charge of Love is Blind.
It's the guy who's in charge of Love is Blind.
Okay, well,
because there was that Vulture article about it.
Sometimes you have to be iconoclastic in order to create an incredible show like Love is Blind.
I started reading that article and then I was like, this is kind of dark. But I do want to finish it. I just couldn't, you know.
They're making articles dark these days. I've noticed that as well. You know,
honey, they're putting dark themes in the articles.
They're putting dark themes. The industry-wide, the new trend, dark themes in articles. You heard it here, You heard it here first, folks. We're seeing dark themes in articles. If you
lock up your children, they're putting dark themes in articles.
You're working at the New Yorker, you're working at the Washington Post, New York Times. They're putting everyone in a room and they're saying, we need these to sell. Dark themes. The people want dark themes.
I mean, talking about dark themes, I just started reading the article about Charlie XCX's diss track and who it's about.
Oh my God, I can't even process that right now because it is actually 100% true.
Well, and it's also like I'm really changing my perspective on how I see pop girls, where I'm now starting to see them as alt gay guys, comedians.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh, so Charlie made a song. That'd be like me making a diss podcast about, I don't know,
Julio.
Like Julio. Like it's like, yeah, like I'm doing forever touring about like Joe Castlebaker. I'm like, this is so funny. Like they all know each other and it's so juicy.
Damn. Well, if you have any dark themes you guys think we should explore, please write in. And for now, I got to say, enjoy this kind of amazing and very funny episode with Hunter Harris and Peyton Dix.
Yeah. Okay.
Buy our merch, come to our tour, and go read some dark articles.
Say that. Okay, bye.
Please welcome to the lab from Lemme Say This, our sister podcast as of today, Hunter Harris and Peyton Dix. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's good. I actually kind of wanted to hear like an air horn, like.
I know. Oh, don't we do that in post? There's going to be a lot of audio engineering.
Yeah. Okay, thank God.
I kind of imagine it being like the bomb dropping, like on Queen Radio.
Yes, exactly.
Like kind of like something crazy.
We work with Nikki's team a lot, so we can have them do the same effects.
Yeah, close collaborators.
Jealous.
I said that and then I took it back and then I didn't want to take it back because a Barb could be watching at any moment.
I understand that there are many things. I sort of tune out any negative things about her, and I'm still in like 2012 mode where I'm like, oh my God, I love her. I love that mixtape. Like, I just don't. And I'm just like, yeah, I guess I can just pretend the last 10 years never happened.
That's how I feel about Katy Perry.
Oh, well. Wait, actually, Sam, we have to talk about this.
Oh, yeah, that was a dark oh.
Wait, can we? I think you guys are like the perfect people to talk about this with, which is they are making Katy Perry Charlie XCX.
Yes, I saw the photos.
The photos? Did you see her new font?
Yeah, the new font.
Yes.
The treatment. Come on.
There are 7 men in a room, and they were sitting her down, Guantanamo style, and they were saying, you are now Charlie XCX. And she's like, what does that mean? They're like, shut the fuck up. You are now Charlie XCX.
Yeah.
You're going to wear these shorts and you're going to have this font.
Yeah. And like Camila Cabello is next door, like taking notes, listening through the door.
Exactly.
I am imagining Camila Cabello with like the glass against the door, like really trying to get in the lab.
Yeah.
No, but with is it KP6 or KP7?
Sam, you're the
I'm gonna
Sam.
guess 7, but you just gotta guess.
Yeah, I'm excited. She's kind of like been in her like most out of control promo mode where every day she'll like tweet like non sequiturs or just post non sequiturs, and I'm like, interesting, Katy, where's your head? Like I'm ready for it.
It's sort of giving. What was the Trump era album where she healed?
I hate when they heal.
Yeah.
I hate when women heal.
Oh, is that when
Completely.
she locked herself in Twitter's
Yes.
offices with like DeRay McKesson?
Yes, literally.
Wait,
That was the swish
crazy.
era.
And she
Yes,
was like,
yes.
she was laying on the floor,
Yes.
like spinning her tea.
Yes.
Actually,
and
I'm grateful.
also when she performed on SNL with Migos. I remember that. And
Bon Appetit.
Yes.
And then
they-
Migos, wasn't that when Migos like said something homophobic or something? And then
The one time they said something homophobic.
do you guys remember that? Migos said something homophobic. I know what
crazy.
it was. She had drag queens on the performance for SNL, and Migos was like, they didn't want to perform with the drag queens or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
I also want to circle back to us calling this her healed era. Like all of these things are like toxic and bad.
She tried to heal during the Trump era when she got in touch with DeRay.
And also remember that tweet that was like, talk to your family members who voted for Trump. Like
Completely.
we were all at the same dinner table or something crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a crazy version of that.
There was actually one, I read this essay that was like about a woman who was talking about how empowered she felt after her divorce, which I of course celebrate.
Yeah.
But then at some point, truly 2/3 of the way, and it became clear that the ex-husband was a Trump supporter. And you're like, okay, so this is not about patriarchy. Like,
Yeah.
this is about you married a Christian fundamentalist Trump
Yeah.
supporter.
Yeah,
Like that's
who hates
different.
black people and
You
gay
can't be
people.
like, ladies, come on.
Who's with me, girls? Yeah. Wait, for the record, is this a pro-divorce podcast? Are we pro-divorce
Oh,
here?
we've actually never discussed our position on divorce.
Well,
I have
Sam
to
is
say.
anti the HBO show Divorce because it brought conflict into his relationship.
The moment we watch a show about where there is conflict, it destroys my relationship. Does that mean we don't have a strong relationship? Potentially. But I can't watch any couple get into any fight on screen or else we will mirror them.
So are you guys currently watching couples therapy?
That was just my follow-up question.
Well,
I
that's
need
the
to
thing.
watch.
We can't watch it together. Like I'll
I
watch
see.
it, but I mean, we haven't tried watching it together because I'm scared. What if then we get into a fight? Like,
Yeah. But this is a good question in terms of like where divorce stands currently in the cultural conversation, because it has been fully destigmatized. No one is like
Yeah.
embarrassed about getting a divorce.
Yeah.
And yet, as we will talk about later on, weddings are more high production than ever. And there's more my forever guy culture than ever.
Yeah. I've
So
heard of
how do
that.
we reconcile?
So what do we do? This is a
literally,
meeting
How
of the
can we
minds.
stop
Yeah.
it? How can we stop
What's
it?
Joe Biden's plan?
Literally, what is Joe Biden's plan about divorce?
I think a divorce, though, because it's been so destigmatized, is just like a breakup now. It's like an expensive breakup.
Yeah.
And I do have to say, I'm always pro breakup. Whenever a friend is going through a breakup, I'm like, this rules. Like, I'm never like, oh, I mean, I am like, I know this is hard for you, but I am also like, in like a year, this is going to be so fun.
Yeah, no, this
I
summer's gonna be
celebrate it.
amazing.
Yeah.
We're gonna slut you out. Yeah.
There's something sort of nice about the, we tell ourselves stories in order to live of it all. That like you have to believe in marriage when you're having a wedding. And then as soon as you have a divorce, you're like, that was the plan all along and I'm empowered.
I actually think you have to go into getting married, being radically pro-divorce. You have to be like, oh,
Of course.
because if you piss me off, I'm out. Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, piss me off one time, I'm out. That's
Yeah.
that's where I am at
And
in
that's
my
why
romantic
we're not married.
relationship.
That's why neither of us are married. I would love like a divorce party would be nice, but I want like a divorce like trip, like a bachelorette kind of trip, but like for my divorce.
That's better because there's an escape. I mean, it symbolizes the escape from
Yeah.
your past.
Yeah. We also
The
really
shackles
healed.
of
This is what Katy Perry
matrimony.
needed
This is what
to
Katy
do.
Perry was talking about.
Katy Perry's on the cusp of divorce, I think.
Talk about someone who loves getting divorced. Has she gotten divorced once or twice? Russell Brand?
I think just
Oh, I
one.
forgot
Just
about
once.
that.
Okay, but it was a big one.
I forgot about that.
But we're
whole
all still
relationship.
trying to get over it. We're
Yeah.
all still recovering from it.
Yeah, she has healed, but we have not.
Actually, okay, not to take it here and go back this far culturally, but her with Travie McCoy. Travie McCoy, that was his name, right?
Who is that?
The
She was in his music video.
Take a look at my girlfriend.
No.
I'm holding there's a mic right here. I could just but do you know
I remember this song, but I do not remember this man.
I know. Well,
Were they dating?
They were dating hard.
People forget that
they did a lot for like interracial couples. They did some great PR. Yeah.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, it was. Grow up. Everyone.
She was but she was so classic, black hair bangs, dating alt guy.
Like,
and it changed fast. Like,
when she went blonde, that was like a bad day.
Yes.
It was like a rough few months for us all.
Didn't she go blonde and go pixie cut at the same time?
Yeah.
You have to pick one, bitch.
Pick a struggle.
Oh my God. Sam, what do you think is the Katy stan?
So it's funny. Did you call me a Katy stan?
Are you a Katy cat? I had no idea.
You are, though.
So I just find it interesting. You know, it's more that I've remained the same, relatively positive towards Katy, but the culture has shifted to hating her so much that in contrast to them, I look like a Katy stan. But I do feel that we are due for her comeback. And I even feel that we're almost due, not Britney level, but there's going to be like a reckoning of people being like,
a reckoning about
you were
people being
so
mean to
her. You were so mean to her. And she's actually a good person or something like that.
Two things. I am a Katy cat. I will stand on it. Thank you. Second thing.
There's always got to be one dynamic.
Can we talk about how J-Lo is like there's like the J-Lo hate wave, which I honestly don't really think
which I'm driving the bus, by the way. I'm
you're saying choo choo. Yeah.
But now there's like the J-Lo like anti-hate train. I just saw Isa Gonzalez maybe last night or today post like, everyone stop being mean to J-Lo. Like, she really put herself out there. And I'm like, wait, she burned $20 million of her own money down because she wanted to make a vanity project across 3 mediums. That's her business. That doesn't involve me.
The thing with the anti-backlash about J-Lo is it is so clearly funded by J-Lo.
Yes.
Literally, there is no grassroots movement. There is no free Britney movement for J-Lo. It's literally just her being like, okay, what did they do for Britney? Let's do that. And she's hiring a crisis PR team.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But so you think it's going to happen for Katy? Because I think it's going to happen for Gaga, because I think in a post-nerd tech world, everyone feels so comfortable being rude to Gaga.
Not the nerd
No,
tech.
the Gaga backlash has only just begun. I predicted this at our LA live show a few weeks ago. I think we're about to get hardcore into Gaga backlash era. It's going to be art pop ×2.
Yeah.
I think people are going to be absolutely rancid towards her.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid because as someone who has to live out loud and be honest, I'm going to be fighting for my life and being like, no, you don't understand her. You don't understand her. I'm going to be insane for the next year. I can feel it.
So many paws up right now. You have a paw up for Gaga. You have one for, your hands are full. Like, is your back okay? Like, you're carrying so much.
You know who he doesn't have paws up for? The only person? Billie Eilish. He does not support young, precocious women in music.
Oh, I didn't realize you hate women.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm just like, where's the strife? Like, you can't be famous at 16 and just like everyone always loves you, critically acclaimed, commercially acclaimed. And
she was outed on the red carpet. You do not know what that's like.
Oh my God. I was outed in high school. It's way worse.
It actually is. I would so much rather be outed on
the red carpet. Yeah.
Come on, in middle school? Oh, come on. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I guess you're sad on your way from the red carpet to winning an Oscar, but you'll get over it. Yeah.
I like when she has a backlash, then of course I will fight for her. But until then, I'm just sort of like, okay, so you're perfect. So you have no flaws. What is there to latch onto?
I think there is some real tension because isn't there like drama between her and Taylor Swift?
Billie?
Yeah, I think so. That's kind of what I was reading, that Billie fans believe that Taylor Swift was like kind of coming after her by releasing some more deluxe editions on the Heart So Soft, Break So Long.
What did you say?
What is the album called?
You just cursed us. What did you?
I've never heard those words in my life.
That's exactly what I said.
Wait,
Thank you so much.
Heart So Soft. Well, sorry, I want to know what your title was.
Someone write that down.
Because yours is actually kind of better than the real one.
Yeah, Langston Hughes in the room with us right now.
Literally.
That was crazy.
I'm like, Rupi Kaur found dead.
I actually do want someone to write down whatever that was, and then in like italics.
Heart So Soft, Lay So Low.
Yeah. Something crazy just happened.
Okay. Wait, should we? I'm almost like, let's rush into our first segment, get it out of the way, and then really get into the topic. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's genius.
Okay. So our first segment is called Straight Shooters. And in this segment, we test your familiarity with and complicity in straight culture by asking you a series of completely nonsensical rapid-fire questions. And you just have to follow your instinct and choose one thing or the other thing. And the one rule is you can't ask any follow-up questions about how the game works. And if you do, we will go absolutely crazy on your ass.
You'll pull out a gun.
Well, literally, I will out you on the red carpet and I will not feel any remorse.
Got it.
All right.
Yeah.
Sam, take it away.
Okay. It's Charlie Baby or it's Marley and May.
Charlie Baby.
Charlie Baby for sure.
You'll not
I
believe
hate
this.
that dog.
My first one is also Charlie. Okay, Charlie XCX or trying PCP?
Charlie XCX.
I just felt I felt like I was on PCP when you asked me that. Trying PCP once.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Get out of the way.
Okay. Rinse and repeat or mince my damn meat.
Oh,
Legally rinse and repeat. I'm vegetarian
Right.
now.
okay. Ladies and gentlemen or Haley's dad Eminem?
You both deserve jail time, by the way. Like, I just want to get that on the record.
Why do you think he moved to LA? He's escaping the law.
I get it now.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What was it? What was
Haley's dad, Eminem.
Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Erase
Okay.
non-binary people, fine. Sorry.
Knowing blue skadood and we can too, or voting blue no matter who.
Oh, Jesus.
Lock you both up. Are you kidding? Zoobity doo blue skidoo, whatever the first one.
So can you.
Yeah.
I think
For the
we
love
are.
of God and blue skidoo,
We are
so can you.
reclaiming Vote Blue No Matter Who now in the world of this podcast no longer has any political avail. So Kathy Griffin came on the podcast and told us to vote blue no matter who, and it has now become an inside joke, completely divorced from any reality, to the point where I want to make merch that just says Vote Blue No Matter Who, but it's not about the Democrats.
Parentheses, ironic.
Unfortunately,
It's
you would,
like-
you need some kind of.
Actually, kind of me getting dressed today, vote blue
You
no
are
matter
voting
who.
blue no matter
I'm
who
very
boots.
blue today.
Oh my God.
I almost wore
She's on
blue
Joe Biden's
shoes,
payroll.
but I was
You're
like,
Nancy
not.
Pelosi.
You are kind of Nancy
big titty
Pelosi.
Pelosi. And thank God.
Okay. A small and tasteful wrist tattoo, or please don't be wasteful with your use of shampoo.
A small and tasteful wrist tattoo.
Shampoo.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, but
Okay.
not that being like the one that you were like,
Wow.
oh,
Well,
interesting.
Hunter is
Controversial.
grain conscious. Yeah.
Okay. TJ Maxx or HBO's Hacks, which conveniently is on Max.
Oh.
And I'm glad you brought it up.
Oh my God.
And when I tell you TJ Maxx till I die, and also I would actually rather die than watch another season of Hacks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Hunter's a Hacks hater down. I would say just make a Maxinista out of me because why not? But
All right.
and
Sure.
I haven't watched Hacks, so I can't come out as a true
It's just
TM
become
hater.
totally intolerable.
And please welcome Jean Smart.
Hannah Einbinder, come on out.
Yeah, Einbinder. Okay. Okay. Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur, or that one bottom is mean. Do you or do you not concur?
I want the whole club looking at her. So
Period.
yeah, going the former.
I'm going to say apple bottom jeans.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
we rate each of our guests' performance on a scale of 0 to 1,000 doves. What do you think,
I'm-
Sam?
I mean, I love that there was disagreement. I love
did
that there was real
too.
thought put in. I'm going to go 923 dubs.
I completely agree. There was I could sense the chemistry between you guys, and there was also like Hunter. Sometimes you would disagree, but do it while smiling, which I felt was like so inclusive to be like wrong, but I love you.
It's just because it's Pride.
Yeah.
So Hunter's like,
Yeah, you're being an ally.
yeah,
right
July,
now.
she's a bitch.
Okay, so I think 923.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a really
One
good
of our
score,
one of our
actually.
best recent scores, I would say.
I'm so honored.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Should we get into the topic?
Yes, I would love it if the two of you could tell us what the topic you brought is and maybe a little bit about what's straight about it, which I think won't be hard for this one.
What's straight about the sanctity of marriage? So yeah, our topic is weddings.
Weddings.
Which has been like actually a point of contention in our relationship dynamic because Hunter frequents weddings as if she's paid to do it, and I've been invited to
One.
One.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. And you're, dare I say, I've only just met you today, but I think of you as a popular person. Is that correct?
And if you want to say that to each camera,
yeah.
just,
I think of you as someone who has many friends. It's not that you are sitting at home, everyone's hanging out without you, Mindy Kaling.
But the thing is, my friends are gay and whores.
Right. No,
I'm like Jesus Christ. I've
And
only
they
got
can't
gays
get
and
married.
sluts over here.
Let me tell you something. I've been to a lot of gay whore weddings in my day, and they are getting married. And somehow they're fancier than you would expect. And you're saying, where'd this come from?
Where'd the budget? Because you didn't Venmo me back for dinner last week. Like, what are you talking
I
about?
think in our dynamic, George is similar. George is at weddings seemingly every single day.
I am. It's true.
His vacation schedule revolves around weddings, and I've been to one in the last 5 years. Like, I'm not even sure if that's true.
Who were the weddings? Like, was it family for people who don't go to weddings?
It was like a family friend. It wasn't even like, oh, like this, like someone. I feel like the ideal wedding, because I think about this all the time because I don't get invited to weddings, is someone that you're not like best friends with, but close enough where you'll have a good time, you'll get wasted, and you'll just key with all the girls. Like that's what I want to be. Like I want to care enough to think about crying, but I'm not weeping. Like
100%.
but I haven't gotten that. It was just like,
and then you don't have to be involved too. No one's going to be like, can you take care of the flowers?
Yeah. And I'm like,
Oh gosh, I would hate to be asked to do a favor on a wedding day. Not to be rude.
Yeah.
No.
I'm kind of like doubling back on my point, but I am going to be in a wedding though.
When?
Yeah.
This is big for you.
Bridesmaid.
Yeah.
Straight wedding?
Bridesmaid? See,
Yeah,
I don't even know what that's what it's
bridesmaid.
called, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Straight wedding?
Need to work
Lesbian?
on it. Straight.
Throuple?
Heterosexual.
Okay.
I wish it was a throuple wedding. It's my throuple.
Yeah.
I
You're
said
part
I'm
of
gonna
it.
be in the wedding. Yeah, let's be clear. But in October, I think.
What are you
September,
gonna
October.
wear? I've never been a bridesmaid before.
The color's red, I think. So.
Oh,
And
sexy.
I look.
Wow.
Sorry if everyone's getting this incredible in red. So
I think
yeah.
I can imagine you looking stunning in red.
Thank you.
Hunter, what are all these weddings you're going to?
Yeah.
Just friends. I'm from Oklahoma. My boyfriend is from Kansas. So there are just a lot of weddings
all adding
in
up.
the Midwest and the Plains. Yeah. Last year we had, I think in total 9. This year we
Whoa.
have 5 or 6. The year before we probably had 5.
Huh.
Yeah.
See, it's interesting because I also go to a lot of weddings, but I mean, the places I've lived in the States are San Francisco and New York. Like my boyfriend is from New York. It's not a sort of, there's no Oklahoma coded element to it. It's just like, I have a lot of lesbian friends who keep getting married.
Why are they calling me?
Right.
They're like, they've heard the bi allegations on me though. They said, not her.
Yeah,
Not her.
yeah, not today.
Yeah. He said,
No, but I've been going to so many, I would say more gay weddings than straight weddings in the last 2 years, both gay men and gay women. And
so maybe that's counter to our point of it being.
no, I think weddings are still straight,
Yes.
even if gay people are the ones getting married.
Yeah.
It's like the one.
Oh, you love the patriarchy.
I want to say this is okay. Here's what big idea I just thought of.
Okay.
Weddings are a way for gay people to microdose heterosexuality. Polyamory is a way for straight people to microdose queerness. Thoughts?
Genius, no notes.
Yeah, no,
I'm
not
like
one.
trying to do the transitive property and understand, but I think I'm with
Yeah.
Hunter as an ally is like,
It's literally like a straight couple, like a man and woman couple going on field looking for a third is their way to be like, what if we're bad a little bit?
Yeah.
And then for gay people, it's like, okay, well, I just took 43 loads on a Tuesday. How about we get married and like for a little, for 2 hours, we can be respectable.
Yeah, and the good about it, there's like poppers.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I feel like the act of getting married is so, and just like the background of marriage or the whole.
There
whole
is just
idea.
like such a formality though to like how even like weddings that are a little bit non-traditional are pretty traditional. Like everyone does like the exchanging of vows, like the rings, or sorry, in some cases a watch.
Oh God.
This is a really nice watch.
No, we got told about that.
We have to address.
Yeah,
keep
you were
going, and then we
educated.
have to address
It's
it.
just the elephant in the room.
No, let's get into it because it was so funny.
I do think actually that part of my personality is in there, and sometimes she comes out in a sort of scary way. What happened was Peyton, I was saying, I'm planning a wedding, and Peyton, I could sense, was looking for a ring. She was sort of like looking directly at my fingers. And so then I point to my engagement watch and I go, it's this.
Thank you for being true to history because it was a cunty.
It was kind of.
It was
this.
harsh.
I cannot believe I did that. Like,
I sat back in my chair. I said, "Oh, I love her.
Yeah. You were bold. You're like, should I leave?
Poor on this podcast. Yeah. I said, no, you're so real for that king. Actually.
God. Yeah, George, I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you stood up for yourself and your gay
Well, there
little
has
watch.
been a lot of that. Without me wanting, I'm not trying to be a girl who's like, he popped the question, but then people do look for something, and I do keep being like,
Yeah.
Okay, that I can respect though, because I do have this whole complex about when women post photos of their hands, like the engagement ring.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like photo, and their nails aren't done. Like when I tell you, no, like real.
No, I get it.
My friends know. I have screenshots on my phone from like taking and like sending them around. So I'm like, can you believe this? Can you believe this? You have a big old hangnail.
Yeah.
And a ring that costs $1 million.
This is actually
and
something.
I'm speaking about someone very specific.
Yes. I actually think I am at my most conservative and at my most, frankly, misogynist when a woman doesn't have her nails or toenails done. I'm literally like, all progress is out the window.
No, it's like literally you and Club Shay Shay. Like,
I'm like,
and our friend Evan,
yes,
who's like, not even a top coat. Like, she's like, ooh.
If I see someone in sandals with like ugly ass nails, I'm like, what are you doing? Put on a pair of Converse Chuck Taylors.
Grow up. Yeah.
I celebrate them. I want to say, I think the straightest part about the marriage is that it is like such a life. Like you're like it's in the linear style of life where you're like, okay, so I went to school, I went to college, I had my graduation, I had my blah blah blah, I got my job, and now I have my marriage.
Yes,
it's so like okay, we have to follow this path.
It's not queer temporality, a term I learned recently.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know that
what does that
word.
mean?
Temporality,
George?
according to a TikTok I saw, is that because queer people don't have the traditional markers of a traditional life. They have a like non-normative relationship to time.
True. That's why I'm always late.
Exactly.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, and I'm black, so double or nothing. I get 15 minutes, 30, 35. Yeah, it's tough. Wait, I was gonna say though, I feel like it's more of me wanting to go to a party, like a wedding is what's calling me to wanting to attend a wedding or, celebrate the sanctity of marriage. It's not like the idea of like, partnership and monogamy that's calling me. Like, I don't feel like I'm doing that thing, like turn 30 years old and like, oh my God, I need to get married. I'm on a path. Yes. I just want to turn up. Like,
totally.
That's what I'm
And I do think that's the difference between queer people and straight people attending weddings is oftentimes with straight people, and I'm painting in broad strokes here, either it's like, oh God, I have to go to my stupid bitch friend's wedding and I hate her and I'm resentful. Or it's like eternally single and like depressed at the wedding and gets too drunk because somehow she's like 24 and thinks it's too late for her.
Yeah.
Or it's like dark, like asshole, like woman who's mad at her boyfriend or like because they're attending the wedding and he refused to put on, shoes. Like he refuses to put on like dress shoes.
Yeah.
Whereas queer people are literally like, oh, this is my chance to basically dress as though I'm going to Charlie XCX and Troy.
We just do it for attention.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is the only reason to get
It's
married,
literally like
for
going
the
somewhere
attention.
knowing there will be a photographer. You're like, now I get the like I understand what we're doing.
I do think there's something about like wanting to be the main character of a wedding.
Yes.
When it's like absolutely not I'm a Leo, so that's kind of everyday for me, but like wanting to really like cause a scene, make a moment. And it's not only like guests. I feel like a lot of speakers at weddings will do this sometimes. And I love a bad wedding speech. Oh, I remember not even like bad. Like this actually was one of the greatest wedding speeches I've ever like heard, but it was so funny and so like, wait, this is your wedding. Like, congratulations, you just won this wedding. Like, sister of the bride, your speech was incredible. And I remember every word. Like, it was hilarious.
I do think it's people's first time being creative a lot of times.
Yes.
And like both writing the speeches and the people throwing the wedding at all, like they've never had to make a creative choice. Like they're like, oh, what color do we want the card to be? Like what should the tablecloth look like? And in a way that I'm like, sometimes it's so deeply revealing in a way that they normally get to hide.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, this is what you like.
Yeah,
wow.
no, 100% that. I feel like we sound like such snobs as members of the creative class.
Of course.
Members of the creative class.
Some people don't even have a podcast or a Substack.
Yeah.
It's really, some people in Ohio, wake up every day.
How do they do it? Yeah. Like, oh my God. But really and truly, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, oh, you're like not a public speaker. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, interesting. That's like not really a punchline, but it's a sentence.
Oh, you don't have a musical theater background? Shit. Like,
And also,
like,
even from the
sweetheart,
perspective,
eat the mic.
from the perspective of the couple, you're like, wait, this is the friend you chose, knowing this is not his strong suit.
Yeah.
And he's
Or
literally,
it's
the
like-
first sentence is, we met sophomore year. What?
There is a thing though that I've encountered where straight men, let's talk about it. Straight men think that every speech is a roast. That's the only only way they know how to express like adoration of like someone that they've known their entire lives is to like roast them in really inappropriate ways, like for the setting. And I've heard that so many times, and it's just like kind of shocking in a new way every time. I'm like, interesting.
Yeah, straight men love to roast. There's like they don't trust themselves to just be funny without being mean. They're like, well, if it's not mean, then what's funny about it?
If I'm not mean, how will they know that I like her? Like, or like I like my bro over here if I'm not fucking like horrible to them. That's also how they treat women too, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to middle school. I don't know about you, but it's like
Skipped it,
what?
actually. Thank God.
Actually, I skipped.
Didn't have to.
You're actually 15. You're younger than Billie
I'm
Eilish.
famously 15. 15, no Oscars. What am I doing?
15, no Oscars.
in the middle of Miami.
15, no Oscars in the middle of Miami. Wedding every night.
I did not know if that was gonna land. I was like, this is gonna be so
my
annoying.
God.
No, that's funny. That's funny.
I actually recently revisited, we actually can't get into this, but I recently revisited that song. And I was like, sometimes it's important to go back and be like, oh, this is where we were. And that was okay.
Yeah.
I like
No, I recently also rewatched the music video, and it's
Same.
like, this is like odd.
Yeah, it really
It's
is.
just strange.
Like, we actually should have known better. We got
like
as a
kind of,
society.
yeah.
Anyway, shout out to Iggy Azalea Banks is what I just called.
Shout out to Iggy Azalea Banks.
And that's actually more powerful than you would know. That's actually really deep.
That's like Pop Crave's burner.
Wait, I did have a thought. I had a thought about marriage. Besides the need to be invited to a wedding, is I feel like weddings are straight, but divorce is so gay, and specifically lesbian, because it's like, oh, I'm in tune with what I need, and I'm tapping into my truer self, and I'm ready to evolve. Lesbian.
100%.
Lesbians invented divorce.
I think wedding straight, divorce is lesbian, and I think actually, in a weird way, being together forever but unhappy is gay man. Because what gay men have realized is that because they're all open, being deeply unhappy with their partner is like not an issue.
I'm learning so much today.
But truly, like,
I'm just
No,
gonna
that's
notepad.
real.
She's like,
There have been like statistics about like gay men stay together longer than like straight couples and lesbians because of exactly what you're saying, George.
yes, no, lesbians, it's like there needs to be, a UN tribunal every time they're like about to cook dinner or something.
So lights a cigarette. Listen, I can tell you some stories. Let's talk about a check-in. Okay.
No, gay men, it's just like they actually just get more and more passive aggressive. I keep saying this and it never lands, but a classic thing with old gay male couples is two men together at an event. Yeah. Another man walks in that they both know, and one of them turns to the other and goes, "Oh, look, it's your boyfriend." And that is being a gay man when you're like 55 and have been in a relationship for 20
years. You know what's
years.
crazy is you saying that reminded me of Hunter. Like I was like, that actually seems like something you would do really well as a gay man. Like an older gay man.
Totally.
You love to talk shit. You love to beef.
You're selling it to me. You're selling it to me.
I'm just like, hold on.
Yeah, no, you made some points.
Yeah, obsessed with pop culture. Like, who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is all sounding pretty gay guy.
Yeah, it's giving gay guy.
Wait, I'm trying to think because I know we're running out of time, but I'm like, okay, we've covered wedding speeches. We've covered. Oh, so you said something really smart, Hunter, which is that like even when you try to not do the traditional things, it almost makes it more traditional because you are like referencing the if you are wearing, a bright yellow wedding dress, it's actually weirdly more straight than if you're wearing a white wedding dress because you are trying so hard to be different in a way that is like, oh no, this is like your one chance to be different. And then you're going to go back to your job at the firm.
Yeah.
That just sounds so like bone chilling to me. Like
I know.
this is your one day, as Sam said, it's like your one day to be creative.
Yeah.
And like this is what you choose.
I know. Are we being like bitchy?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. Is it landing? I
No,
hope.
wait. One time I went to a wedding and this guy, this like older man came up to me. I was like dancing with some friends and he like taps me and he's like, you're so beautiful and I'm so old.
And that's where it ended.
And I was like, dang.
This
And I
is-
just like
this
turned
is
and
an old
walked
gay
away.
man?
No, just an
Oh,
old straight man. It was
Oh.
so weird. But like,
Was he hitting on you?
Right.
I don't think so, because his wife was right there and she was looking at him so crazy.
Oh,
It was hilarious. But I think there's like something about someone getting so drunk at a wedding and like
Yes.
really like there's a way to like be the main character of the wedding, like when everyone's like fan favorite, but there's also a way when you just like are embarrassing.
Yes.
And that's like a whole other
Well,
thing.
it's
You
also-
wouldn't know. You've never been to that many weddings.
And I might wait. Whoa, sorry. There's a gun in the room, and it's pointed at my head, and it's about to go off. It sounds like
That was so
Justin.
mean. I'm sorry.
There's blood everywhere.
It was right there. I
Clean up
had
on
to.
aisle.
and it was
Fine.
actually it was so nasty because I had just went yeah.
yeah, you're agreeing with her. She's like,
I was
shut
just-
up, bitch.
It's like sorry, I just thought I heard something over here. Yeah.
But I think the I am so old thing points to the fact that at a wedding, because you're seeing someone else's big life event,
Yes.
it forces you to sort of take a step and be like, wait, where am I in life? And I think that's why some people can be so happy, because they're like, oh, isn't it amazing that like I'm happy and they're happy and we're celebrating together. And then if you're not happy, suddenly you are crying and telling Hunter she's beautiful.
And you're so old.
You're so old.
Well, there are like a million different hierarchies within the wedding, because there's like the bridal party has more power, like the groom and the bride have all the power. There's like it's so much. There's power dynamics, but also if you're sort of a tertiary character, then there's power in like, are you young and hot? Or are you like some old rando?
Oh my God.
And just the like confluence, is that a word? Of all of these like social dynamics, like not to be rude, but like sometimes having your work friends meet your like actual friends who meet your like friends that you used to go out with when you were 24. Like I can't think of anything more humiliating.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
Those people were not meant to all link.
It's
No, they weren't
crossover
supposed to be in the
episode
same-
no one asked for.
Yeah, they were not meant to be in the same room. Especially me, like in front of everyone. Oh my God. I've talked about my feelings to an audience. We do it every week.
And the archetype of the old rando at a wedding is actually really important, because these are the people that actually are like an aunt and uncle that are most happy for the bride and groom, and yet everyone else is like, who the hell are you? And why are you not in designer?
Yes.
When I go to a wedding of a college friend and I see their uncle, I'm like, get the hell out of my sight.
Yeah, you're like, this is the LGBTQ plus community in Brooklyn. You are not welcome here.
Yeah, I'm about to take my shirt off and you're not allowed to look.
Get the hell out of my sight. It's so funny.
I do think that there are a lot of things about weddings that are not straight, and that's like a thoughtful touch. A thoughtful touch is like a not straight element of a wedding. I love like a gift basket in the room. I've been to a couple weddings where they like have handwritten notes at your like place, and like, oh, like that's amazing.
Yes.
Like those things are.
I also think interfaith weddings are a way to queer a wedding, to be inclusive.
Of course, that's very coexist.
Very coexist.
Very coexist on the back of a Prius. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I also think the gay thing at the wedding is like, why are they taking pics of the guys getting dressed? Why is that always the thing? Like, you have to get a pic of the guys in the underwear in the hotel room getting dressed.
Yes. And actually, I want to say that pics in general, the reality show like circus of a wedding is kind of queer, because it's like, for one day we are the cast of The Real World San Diego. Like there are literally like 4 camera crews while grandma is putting on her like wig.
And I've been to weddings too where like one like camera guy is in the way of the photographer, like shooting with like a film camera, and like the inner fighting between them is hilarious.
Love.
Is this woman saying, "Get out of my shot, get out of my shot," and he's like, it's like, you don't really need B-roll of like, I don't know, someone like looking up at the ceiling, like there's nothing up, we're not in a like cathedral. That stuff I really love to see the drama between the staff.
I hope there's like, well, maybe I'm like planning my wedding. I'm so far from so many things. I haven't even gone to the wedding.
I'm so far from so many things. That's Billie Eilish's new album, actually, that just came out today.
Oh my God. There's so many things we need to write down and put in like papyrus and like italicize. Is I would love actually like a confessional booth at a like.
Oh my God,
We don't need
genius.
just the BTS. What am I gonna do with that?
Yes.
Post on my TikTok. No, I want a confessional booth. I want people sitting down, wasted, Jersey Shore style, kind of hopefully talking shit about me. Actually,
and actually, I have been to a wedding where something like that happened. This was 2 summers ago. I went to a wedding where they had like a phone. This was like a service.
This just happened to me last weekend.
And you can like record a voice note for the couple for them to listen to. And my friends, unfortunately, like the file was corrupted. I was like, they just didn't record anything.
That's
like,
straight.
I'm sorry. That's
Or
why
it's gay, actually. I don't know.
Yeah, tech issues is gay.
Tech
Queer,
issues
queer
is
art
so
a failure.
gay.
Yeah.
Us earlier, like
yeah. Wait, the phone. Okay, so that was at a wedding I went to recently, and I didn't do it because audio only almost felt like too much pressure. Whereas I do think if you go into a booth,
yeah.
and it's sort of photo booth vibes, you can go with someone. It's less pressure.
Yeah.
So I love a confessional booth. Wow, this is
I love that too.
a genius
I
idea.
also want to know.
Sorry,
too,
okay. Sponsor me, someone. Yeah.
It's weird you have never been to a wedding because you actually have some great ideas.
Well, sometimes when you haven't experienced something, you can come at it with a fresh approch.
Exactly.
I think that's what's going on.
You can be a disruptor. You're sort of the
this
Elizabeth
actually,
Holmes.
This feels so derogatory, actually. Like, shut the fuck up, all of you. Oh my God. You're like, no, that's really cool what you're doing over there.
One day you'll get there.
Yeah, keep working.
Wait, have we? Okay, one more thing is, of course, dad giving away the bride.
Hate it.
Oh.
I would never. That's like my actual only opinion if I ever had a wedding is that I wouldn't do that.
Would you do? Because I've been seeing more and more both parents, which I think is sweet. Also, not everyone has two parents, and not everyone has a man and a woman parent. That's right. I'm inclusive.
Wow, so inclusive,
We're like, yeah,
George.
wrap it up.
Yeah. You're like, wrap it up, Katy Perry.
Thanks, Ellen
healing.
DeGeneres.
But I'm saying if you do have two, I do think that's a nice way to just like still have that tradition, but do it in a less sexist way.
I think no. If I'm walking on the aisle, I'm walking on the aisle.
Oh.
If this is, listen, I didn't watch America's Next Top Model for nothing.
You're literally runway walking.
The flower girls, like, get the fuck up out of my way.
Yeah. And you're doing the like fun Tyra walk when because you're Tyra. I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like her innovation was rather than walking sort of seriously, she would walk and be like, woo! And then like walk down the aisle.
Yeah, Miss J is critiquing you as part of the whole time.
Yeah, for sure.
George, are you thinking of ways to queer your wedding?
Oh my God, that is a really great question. My dream, which I have not emailed them yet, is for everyone after the wedding to walk to Julius and to have like a big, like sloppy gay night after the sort of like
Julius.
fancy. Yes.
Yeah, I love a mix of high and low.
Completely.
Yes,
yeah, it's fun.
Thank you for saying it.
Sorry, wait, calling it low is not like what
But it's true. No,
But the vibe.
There's also, I mean, as anyone we know, I'm sure feels when they get married, you have such conflicted feelings about doing it because you're like, oh God, with everything happening, I'm planning on a wedding. I have my mixed feelings about gay marriage or whatever. And so you're like, okay, well, at least we can like be having, chicken tenders at Julius and pretend that we're still alt comedy.
Yeah, at the very least. Yeah. You deserve, actually. You do deserve that.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I have a really huge way that I'm queering my wedding. And I think this is going to elicit some gasps.
Oh.
So I specifically chose my aunt, or not biological aunt, but spiritual aunt, to officiate.
We're Black, we get that. Don't worry. Yeah.
To officiate, and she is a Freudian psychoanalyst. So I will have my gay wedding officiated by a Freudian psychoanalyst, and I do think that's pretty queer. Am I wrong?
That's the most
I like that.
lesbian sentence you have ever said.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
So I was like, oh, like that's our way of queering the concept of like a religious figure is to have a therapist.
Yeah,
literally a therapist do it.
No, I do love that, but I do have to say I didn't gasp.
All right. Well, you guys have seen it all.
That was so dirty of you. Oh, I love that. I didn't gasp.
Well, he doesn't know any better.
No, that
He's
was
never been
really
to a wedding.
good, but where's the
he didn't know that all of them were.
They don't know
The target on my back has now gone to
They
your
don't know
back.
how alternative I'm being because they don't have anything to compare it to.
It's okay. One day.
Yeah, one day. Well, Sam's coming to mine. I invited him as a sort of make-a-wish because he's never been to a wedding.
You're like, oh.
Yeah.
No, I do have, for the record, 2 weddings this summer. One is yours and one is Mike and Mike's. 2 gay weddings, even.
2 gay
My
weddings.
first gay weddings ever.
Wow.
Okay, brag.
Yeah. I'm going to go protest.
Damn, it's kind of crazy that I think my wedding is gay and then these 2 guys are named Mike and Mike.
Yeah, they kind of ate you up.
They kind of ate me up. Yeah, truly.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Okay, should we do our final segment? Sam, what do you think?
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, our final segment is called Shoutouts. And this is a segment where we pay homage to the oral straight tradition of the radio shoutout. Think, you're at TRL shouting out the people outside, you're on Z100 shouting out your squad back home. You have to give a shout out to something that you like. And we always think of them on the spot. So I will think of one right now. Okay. All right. Sam, do you have one?
I have I can do one.
Okay, go.
Okay, what's up, everyone around the globe? Freaks, losers, perverts, all. I want to give a huge shout out. Yes, it's obvious, but to Charlie XCX. I am, do I know her personally? Of course not. But I feel like I do, and she is a girl who always knows exactly who she is. And sometimes I listen to her music and I'm like, this is the coolest bitch on earth. And sometimes I listen to her music and I'm like, this girl's kind of dumb, huh? And I love that she can be kind of both, and I think that is so powerful. And sometimes she's a person that confuses me in a way that I'm like, thank you. I like to be confused, and I like that she knows what is cool but doesn't always do that. And you can this is supposed to be in support, and I do love her, and I think I'm excited for to really get to know the new album. And this is coming out. We're recording this on the day the album came out, so by the time it's released, I will know every single word. But right now, I'm just saying, wow, this is a pile of songs that I have yet to get to know. Charlie XCX, you are cool, you are stupid. I celebrate you and like that you're in this niche, not niche, but middle ground, not quite Lady Gaga, but not quite, let's say, indie artist. XOXO, Sam. Woo!
Wow. Okay, wow.
That was really good.
I think maybe I'll do a music one inspired by you.
Okay.
We're very pop girlies today. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what's up, Times Square? I want to give a shout out to the people in charge of Spotify partnerships at Chapel Roan HQ and Sabrina Carpenter HQ. Every single time a song ends that I'm listening to, I either get Espresso or I get Good Luck Babe. Both songs I generally like. I have nothing negative to say about them. I've heard them at this point. I actually don't need to hear Good Luck Babe after I'm done listening to Fiona Apple. Maybe let's feed some more data into the algorithm and then we'll start talking, because I'm sensing that this is not AI, this is human intervention. There is human intervention happening that is nonstop feeding me Good Luck Babe by Chaperone. And I support her, but it is time that I am served something else. So this is my plea to the tech industry. Let's get those algorithms back in there and let's start training them, because it's not looking good. Woo! Woo! That's right, I wooed myself.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah,
you got it. You got it.
It felt great. Self-love is so important.
So yeah, whenever you guys are ready.
Fuck, those are hard.
I mean, it's like...
Okay. What's up, people on the internet? It's Hunter Harris in your ear. And I'm ready to shout out my friend Bald and Dowd. She is so cool and her posts are so good, and there's no one who genuinely loves Oppenheimer as much as I do and also knows it's a movie about gossips and haters. And Bald and Dowd, it's kind of like I would choose to read her tweets before I even read my own tweets, and that is something that I don't say about anyone else. That's kind of the highest praise I can give.
Wow.
That's my sister and I'm sticking to her.
And I want to say, Bald and Dowd, shout out from us. First of all, we are on record as being the #1 Oppenheimer stans in the country, so I'm so glad we could connect on that.
Okay. Yeah.
And Bald and Dowd posted about us the other day, and I was very flattered, very starstruck, and I said, I hope we can maintain your support, Queen, because... sometimes these Twitter accounts will turn on you fast.
Faster than anything, blink of an eye.
Yes.
No, highest honor, Bald and Dowd. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I love those. I love an air horn. Edit it in later, make it sound cool. Lovers, haters, children of divorce. This one's for you. I'm going full circle. Shout out to divorce. Shout out to specifically my parents who got divorced in 2008. I thought it was the most epic thing that's ever happened. Shout out to Nicole Kidman. Shout out to my entire personality that's built around the trauma that I had from that divorce. I wouldn't be this funny or gay without it somehow. I don't know how to explain that, and I won't. So, if you are married and unhappy, get up, get out, and go, girl. Get divorced. That's my pitch. And if you want to get divorced and you are maybe gay now and you're a really beautiful woman and you want to find me, you can do that too. So we love divorce in this house. Thank you so much.
Wow, stunning, gorgeous.
That was groundbreaking. I love that.
Well, thank you both so much for doing the podcast. Everyone can listen to Let Me Say This, your podcast, wherever they listen to podcasts.
Yes.
Can I say the word podcast any more times?
No, keep going, keep going.
Yeah. Hunter's newsletter, Hung Up, is on literally substack.com.
Yes, hunterharris.substack.com. And I'm on Instagram as @HunterH, and Peyton is
@Peyton Dix.
Imagine
Incredible.
having your whole name as your handle. That's so sexy.
Yeah, I have people on the inside. Yeah, I may not be at weddings, but I've got people at Instagram.
You know what? It's crazy. I also have my real full name on Instagram. There you go.
Wow.
Oh, Elite, wait.
Yep,
Sorry.
and so do I.
Twins.
I'm the only one who doesn't. I'm Hunter H. Why was I 14 and I chose Hunter H and not just Hunter? That would have been so cunt.
My favorite is how Z-Way is still Z-Way F because someone refuses to give away Z-Way.
I actually think that's so funny of them. They should keep it up. It's our, like one of us, we have a burner account. It's just Z-Way.
It's just Z-Way.
Wow.
Well, shout out to @Z-Way wherever you are.
Z-Way.
Hold on to that account, girl.
It's so annoying about us.
Well, thank you guys for doing the pod.
This was an absolute delight.
This was so fun.
Bye.
Bye.